out more. We're about to find out more about the legend, Dolly Parton herself, visiting Oxford this past weekend. And joining us to give us a behind-the-scenes look into it is Miss Elizabeth Heiskell. She's chef, cookbook author extraordinaire, and I think your team helped feed Dolly last night. Am I correct, Elizabeth?
Yeah, Saturday night, and then we even brought a little basket to her bus yesterday, and then we did a huge event, which is the Legacy Dinner that raises funds for the Fabulous Women's Council, which is a beautiful scholarship program at the University of Mississippi. So it was a whole weekend of Dolly for us, and honey, we are still smiling.
Well, I feel like it broke the internet, Elizabeth, because folks weren't prepared to see that Dolly was in Oxford, or maybe there was just plenty of us who didn't get the memo that she was coming to town. So set the stage for us. How did Dolly wind up in Oxford to begin with?
Well, Sam Heiskell and Mary Heiskell are both amazing friends at the university, and Mary was president of Women's Council, and then Sam was and has been one of Dolly's managers for years, and he also does all of her wonderful movies that they actually won an Emmy together last year for Christmas on the Square. So he has been a lifelong friend of hers, and so she wanted to give an endowment to the Women's Council, and so they wanted to honor her for that donation. So anyway, and then of course she always goes over and above. So she decided that if she was going to come to be honored at this dinner, she may as well, do something else while she was here. So we, Sam and I and Mary, Sam and I, auctioned off a dinner for 10 people that Dolly and Sam would, of course, sit at the table, and I would cook, and we did it at their beautiful home in Oxford. And so we had a very generous soul from Madison, Mississippi, who paid $40,000 for that dinner. And that also benefited the scholarship, the women's scholarship. So that was amazing. And then on top of that, she went to Gertrude Ford Center here, and she had children from all over the city, from all the different schools, from the Boys and Girls Club, and they gave tickets to so many. I think they had close to 1,300 people in the auditorium, and she read books, and she spoke, and she, talked about her Imagination Library initiative, which is so, so important. She was telling me that she will be giving away 200 million books next year.
That's amazing. She definitely has a heart of service, as well as just extraordinarily talented, and you love when someone uses their platform for good, and you love when they come to visit Mississippi and we roll out the red carpet for them, which sounds like exactly what Oxford did for Dolly Parton.
My Lord, honey, I'm telling you, this whole town was at attention. It was so funny. Sam and Mary's home is right down the street from me, and there were trucks coming in and out, and mulch flying, and pine straw going down. And Lord, I had my yard redone just being that close to him, knowing that Dolly might drive by my house. So, yes, she went to City Grocery and had lunch, and I think everybody in there, when she walked through that room, just about fell out of their chairs.
I would have thought that I had too much in my Bloody Mary. I would have been like, is this a triple shot? Is that Dolly?
Can you imagine? And then we did the dinner for her that night, and then the next day she got up, she went and had lunch. Breakfast at Big Bad Breakfast. I just cannot even imagine what those people did when she walked through the door. But she is, without a doubt, the most lovely, the most precious soul that I have ever been around. When she first came into the kitchen, I literally could not breathe. I almost fell down. She's that powerful. It's unbelievable. And anyway, so we had a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I think everybody in Oxford had a great time. Sending pictures, and I saw Dolly here and I saw Dolly there, and the best part, which no one knew except for just a very select people, was that Dolly's bus was parked right in the middle of Oxford, right behind the Hampton Inn here by the conference center. 2 huge buses, and I don't think anybody realized. She was hidden right in plain sight.
Sounds like something Dolly would do. I've got to know, Elizabeth, though, you had the opportunity to cook for her several times, or at least twice, the generous dinner that you and Sam hosted with Dolly. What'd you cook? What does a $40,000 dinner get you?
Well, the thing is, we were not going to try to be someone that we're not. We did exactly what we knew would resonate with Dolly and what we love to cook, which is Southern. So we started with a fried green tomato and heirloom tomato salad that we stacked, and then we did some okra croutons and a little bit of torn basil and a buttermilk dressing, and then some gorgeous lady peas that we just barely cooked, and we threw those on top. And that was a delicious course. And then we just said we were going to fry some pork chops. So we fried pork chops, and then we did creamed mustard greens, which Dolores makes, and they're the finest things you've ever put in your mouth. And then we took them to the next level, and I made a wonderful bechamel cream sauce, and we added that to it. Oh, my God, they were fine. And then we did a little shaved carrot salad to go with that. And then we finished with her most favorite dessert, which is a coconut cake. And Hugh, who has Sweet Magnolia, he did a wonderful chocolate gelato with pecans. So it was almost like a play on a Mounds bar. But, it was so funny because Sam and I were standing there talking to her, and I had both of the coconut cakes on his sideboard, and we were talking about the cakes. And she said, well, did you use my Duncan Hines mix, Elizabeth? And I said, no. I said, Dolly, I didn't. I used I used my husband's family recipe at the glop cake. And she looked at me and she said, well, I just hope Sam paid you as much for your cake as Duncan Hines paid me.
Oh, she's always been the best with her one-liners and having that good sense of humor and reminding us not to take life too seriously, but, to focus in on the good things. And I think that's why Dolly has stayed, just an American icon for so many years. But, Elizabeth, you're staying busy. So not just feeding, country royalty, which is Dolly Parton, but you're also just busy around. So catch us up real quick. What's new with you? Did we lose you, Elizabeth?
Are you still there?
I'm still here. I thought you ran on me.
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Next thing I know, I was FaceTiming you. God, I hate this phone.
Okay, catch us up with you, Elizabeth. What's new? Any new cookbooks out or projects that you're working on besides feeding Dolly Parton?
Well, honey, a nap is what's in my future. But no, we are just chugging along, headed into our busy season. We're getting geared up for lots of really fabulous weddings, and just super, super excited about spring and summer.
Well, if we're getting invited to all of the Easter brunches or picnics that's going to come up this summer, it's also wedding season, baby shower season. I know you've got the best cookbook for What Should I Bring? Is that still out and about for folks to pick up?
Gosh, yes. What can I bring? And then come on over with our new book that is now, May. Yeah, it's a year old, which is so fun, and it's still a perfect gift for Mother's Day. And I know they've got them all over the state of Mississippi in every local bookstore, but then you can also get them on Amazon or any of the big bookstores. So please get out and get a copy of that.
And where can we find your Debutante Farmers Bloody Mary mix?
Mary mix, honey, you can pick that up on Amazon, or you can just go to our website, elizabethheiskell.com, and order it right there.
Well, congratulations on your big event this past weekend. You've earned a nap and a Bloody Mary. But cheers to Oxford for hosting Dolly Parton in true Southern style, as we know that you guys would. So keep in touch, okay?
Oh, of course, honey. You take care. Bye-bye.
All righty. Always appreciate her taking time to catch us up with what's going on. You can imagine my surprise whenever I was going through my social media feed and I saw her there with Dolly. I was like, man, Elizabeth's going to have to give us a little bit of behind-the-scenes view of what it was like to cook